Hi, welcome back to another Demero Studios game dev live stream. Today we're going to be working on player controller, the player, and movement itself. You're going to join me on this wonderful adventure that always seems to take longer than it's supposed to, but hopefully at the end we'll be able to move our character around the screen. So first thing we want to do actually is create our character. Just create a placeholder for him on the screen. I have worked a little bit on designing this character out, but I'm not necessarily happy with the model I've already created. So I'm going to create a new one eventually. So let's just start by adding a simple capsule. We're going to add it to our base scene here because we want our character to be available on all of our scenes. Bring him up here so he's kind of not a little bit right about there probably. That looks about right. If we move him around, you see a little bit more of him, see a little less of him. It doesn't look too bad. We're gonna shrink him a little bit on the Z, on the Z by point. Actually, sorry, on the Y-axis. He looks a little small. Let's try the scale tool. Yeah, I like that. I'm looking down here at the game view to kind of see his size on the screen. See where his approximate size is. This isn't, well, we'll create a model and try to figure it out, but this will also help me gauge scale-wise, where I want my model at. So this will be a player character. He's a little too tall right now. Maybe a little too big. Let's shrink it down a little bit. Somewhere around there. That looks pretty good. His width isn't terrible, but I'm gonna modify it a little bit. We'll go back to our scaling, and I believe if I do Shift Z, no, that must be Blender. Oh. All right. We want to. Let's do 0.75. 0.75. I kind of like that a little better. Again, it all comes down to just the feel. It's kind of more fully on the path now. As you drag your character around the screen. I was also thinking about different angles for this. So right now, the angle of the camera, we zoom out a little bit, we can see our camera is here, and you notice the angle of it is so the ground is flat, is square, but the camera itself is angled that way. And I'm almost wondering if maybe when I mess with this a little bit more later on, if I want to make it almost a little bit more of a spherical style. So the ground kind of bulges in the middle, so it's kind of like this, and then the corners are lower. So then the top is, the middle is like the very top point, and the corners. It might give it a little more depth, but we're going to stick with this for now and see how it works, just for navigating and stuff like that. because I want to show that 3D aspect. And if you do a straight top down, even in perspective view, I think you're going to lose that depth you gain from having it at an angle. Yeah. I mean, what we can do is we can click play. I realize I haven't clicked play in a little while, so it's kind of doing a lot of stuff. Alright. Rotation, if we do a full 90 on it. And then we do, with our camera, we move it on our z-axis. Just a little farther down. So it lines up. You know, just enough so that I can see what's going on. We can then move our capsule around. You see, there's a little bit of depth to it, so I'm honestly not too opposed to this. There's a lot more depth on it than I thought there was going to be. Let's, there's a lot more depth than I thought there was going to be. Yeah. Maybe I will stick with this then. There's a lot more depth than I thought there was going to be at this level. That's why I originally had it at that angle view. But I don't know. We're going to leave it at the angle view for now. The same principle should apply either direction. I do kind of like this angle view, so we're going to leave it here for a while. We'll rename our capsule to player. And then we will add a capsule collider to it. So we get a little physics there. If we go here, yeah, it's already correctly the right size. So far so good. Yeah. So we got our fake player ready. Next we're gonna work on input controls. I have the rewire asset, which is a great asset to get. If you don't have it, go get it. It's a great input asset. I have not used it with touch controls before, but it says it supports them. So we're going to find out. One thing I don't like is there really doesn't seem to be an easy way to look at the assets that you already own. At least I haven't figured it out yet. Maybe there's some great... I just kind of have to try to remember the assets I own or something. I don't know. Download. And I got it on sale, so it was a great deal. You have it for like 20 bucks or something like that. So it goes on sale quite frequently. Adding a bunch of stuff to my project that I'm probably not going to use. Alrighty. Dev tools. Leave the documentation. We don't need any examples. I may regret that decision later, but look at all these supported things. All right, I think that's good. think that's good for now. We'll have to uncheck a bunch of these, but I figure actually probably what will happen is I'll come back in later on and just delete them all. Let's find out. Dev tools I can delete later. Documentations, examples, I'll get rid of now. Yeah, internal assets and data and libraries and scripts. All right. Probably want everything here in scripts. Oh yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'll leave that for now. Yeah, that looks good enough. We'll just import that and delete the stuff later on that I don't need. I love it. It says works in Unity 4, 5, and 2017. We'll see if Collab likes this. I was reading documentation on, or reading some articles on Collab for Unity a while back, and it said something like if you have like over 1,000 files in a change or something like that, it's or 1,000 changes, that it hates it. But we'll see. I don't think this should be 1,000 files, but it's obviously a lot. I have no idea why this is taking so long. Usually it happens very fast. Now I do recognize that I'm running OBS and that takes up tons of CPU, but not that much. I don't have anything else running. Maybe Unity crashed and died, or something like that. Oh, we've moved on to something else now. That's good. This has been an exciting stream so far. We've watched me import an asset. Don't worry, I'm as excited as you are. This is just tantalizing excitement. I really didn't think it would take this long. Usually they're pretty fast imports, but it is what it is. Must be some pretty large DLLs or something. Well, while this loads, let's go Google for some Rewire documentation. We'll swap you over to the so you don't have to just sit. Oh, look at that! As soon as I decided to do something useful, it's like, oh, I'll speed up then. Need to use that more often. All right. Looks like there we go. That's what I'm looking for. Touch controls. Must be one enable defense system and seen with the standalone input module. Use those. Oh. Interesting. This could prove to be a little more challenging than I thought. So it says that it's not supported in world space. Yeah, it looks like, yep. Well, that's unfortunate. So what Rewire is doing here for me isn't as exciting as I was hoping it would. So I'm kind of wasting your time accidentally for no good reasons, because it sounds like Rewired for Touch is really just meant to support on-screen controls. I'm sure I could hack it to support actually interacting with objects. Yeah. But we'll see. Let's see what we find. It's almost done. We can show the left screen is just Google loading very slowly. Is my I guess we gotta fix the screen size. For whatever reason, when I started up OBS today, my monitors, my scenes, and my sources and stuff were all switched around. So that's why I have to do that. You know. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh well. The reason I was hoping to be able to use this was if I ever wanted to port my game over, the input would already be there. Probably my fault for thinking too far ahead. What is it? Hey, reward finally finished. Finished just enough so now I can go delete it all. Some days you just have those days. I really would love to know why my Mac is going so slow. It might just be Unity taking up all of my resources for that import. Because OBS has only taken up about 25%, which either way 25% of, whether it's 25% of total CPU, so 2 of my 8 cores, or whether it's, I'm guessing it's probably Unity. Cancel. Okay, good. Don't show again. Alright. There's probably a way to make Rewired work. but I just don't want to take the time to do it at this second. So I'm just going to delete it. It's going to go bye-bye. And there's another kit I had access to, called Touches, I believe. It was free with my Unity subscription, so I figure I might as well look at it. I thought about integrating maybe later on. It's for multi-touch gesture recognition, but you know, Rewire didn't do what I was hoping, so. Oh, here we go. The little downloads tab. I wonder why that doesn't show up earlier. Touches, there it is. Yes, do open in Unity. I really hope it opens in my current Unity window. It should. Well, whatever. Alright, this is just going painfully slow. Yeah, OBS is taking up a lot. But not terrible. Weird. Alright. Well, I'm gonna stop this stream, unfortunately, because I can't even seem to do stuff. My computer's moved to a complete halt. Look, if we go to my middle screen, you can see I've got my beach ball of death. So unfortunately, this has been a very boring stream. I'm sorry, people, but you know, for whatever reason, things aren't cooperating. So hopefully, I'll be able to come back on later today and show some progress. Hopefully, that's the goal. All right. Thanks for watching, and sorry this wasn't so exciting. Bye.